How you all doing, my good people? Wonderful. It's a good day. It's a new day. It's another new day. We're grateful to be alive. All right. Um, I'm finally going back home. That's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm finally going back home. Congratulations to me. Kidding. All right. You know, they say home is where your heart is. Home is where your heart is. You know, you can be at the point A, but your heart is at point B. You cannot be at point C, your heart is at point D. So, home probably might not be where you're born or where you've lived for a long time. It's just where your heart is. All right, we hear people saying, I'm going home, I'm going home. People who are in diaspora who traveled by themselves. Nobody forced you. You just probably land was sold, properties were sold, people contributed, and you traveled. You know, arriving at point of entry, people will ask you, "Hey, how long do you intend to stay?" You say, "No, I came for a conference. I'm only staying 1 week. In 1 week, I'm done. I'm leaving. You can see my BTA. I have my hotel reservation. Blah 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 blah." Many of us carry lie. Many of us carry lie. Enter another man country. You enter abroad with lie. After a while, these same folks who went voluntarily, they'll now start crying. Crying oppressed. Oh, abroad is not easy. The UK is difficult. But this country don't spoil. That country is difficult. Life is hell. In the first place, did anybody invite you to their country? They never did invite you. You lied your way to their country, and you stayed. So if the country is tough, don't make a lot of noise about it. You quietly come back home. Yeah, come back home, and let's not discourage other persons or youngsters who are aspiring to move to new grounds and explore and do greater things. Let's not do that. So if you're tired where you are, quietly pack your bag and baggages and head back home. Simple. No waste people time. So um some years ago, not too long actually, some group of African Americans. When I say African Americans, I didn't mean those people who just went to visiting visa and stayed in America. Somehow they became citizens or they have permanent residence, or those who travel to Europe or some other places and they settled. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people whose grandfather, our lost brothers, whose grandfathers were kidnapped from Africa, and their ancestors were kidnapped and they stayed in America, and the African Americans now, you know, they came together and they said, "Oh, America is tough. America, imagine racism and all these Black Lives Matters, things now." So they gathered themselves and said, "Oh, we're going back to Africa, our motherland. We're going back to Africa." Bam, they land, they land for Ghana. Probably they've read a lot of stories about how the slave trade um, thing happened. How Africans were gathered, especially uh, at the port of departure. They have that in Ghana, in Nigeria, and some other Senegal, some other African countries, at the port where slaves were gathered, and they were they're thrown to the ship like animals and taken overseas. So they came back to Africa, Ghana. They said, "We've come home." They were jubilating now. They were, emotional about it, crying, and we are motherland. and they went to the beach, um, exactly the same beach where the ship took off to Europe, to America, and some of them thought their passport, some of them just flinged their passport into the sea, into the waters, and said we are home to stay and all of that. They did that. Really, they did that, yeah. So after 2 weeks or thereabout, these same folks, life tired them for Africa, or life tired them. They ran to the sea, to those beaches, those areas where they threw their passport, where they, they flung their passport into. They were searching for their passport with hope that they will probably stumble into their passport for where water don't carry and go. Probably fish don't eat them. So these folks, last, they have to submit themselves to the embassies for emergency travel documents. So what at the top is say, no, they use emotion, the journey or the travel. No, they use emotion. No, there are some folks, Africans, uh, you know, they went abroad by themselves. Nobody coerced you. Nobody forced you. During slave trade, Africans were bundled in chains. If you dey go market like this, you papa go farm, mama go market. These slave merchants, they just enter your house, kidnap people who they will kidnap. That's all. They don't sell them without too. They don't sell them. Either they go Brazil, they go America, they go Europe, whatever. Don't sell them without. They're the first Africans with chains. The first Africans with chains and take them to another country, to Europe or America and other places. But today, Africans force themselves. They take risk, unimaginable risk. They die trying to get to overseas, go to another man's country. They die along the way. They take, I was watching a report the other day about a guy who clinged to the suspension close to the wheel of an aeroplane. He clinged to the wheel of an aeroplane. How he smuggled himself. There were two of them. They are going to UK. Eventually, the plane took them, flew with them. All those altitude, the height, more than 6,000 feet. More than 6,000 feet. You can imagine. In such feet, your oxygen level drops. A lot of things happen. You can freeze to death. But how they manage to hang on until they get to UK, and when the plane is about to start descending, the wheels will open. The wheels of the plane will just open up. Now, so as the wheel open up, now so they fall komoto. They're in brain. Now so they find brain scattered everywhere. Miraculously, one of them survived. After all said and he survived somehow. Because they say the guy did for Liverpool, they live for Liverpool now. What? These are the things Africans go through when they enter another man's country. But these are the same countries that Africans were taken by force in chains. So when you take yourself there, if it's not working, you go quietly come back. Now nobody send you message. People their day. Una carry like documents arrange. You don't find yourself enter another man's country. After a while, you go they cry. Hey, this one. See, can I tell us something? It's not easy anywhere. It's not easy anywhere. So when migrants are fed up with their host countries, those African Americans that I've just I talked about just now. You know, what they are facing in America is racism only. You know, Black Lives Matter is racism. Here in Africa, we are facing our own. So don't they no make you know they say you want to come out Africa. Now I'm not against you coming to Africa. Just come to Africa if you come to Africa by your own self, and you know if you are well convinced, you come and do your stuff. Here in Africa, we're facing a lot of things: Afrophobia, xenophobia, tribalism, regionalism. So many things we are facing. I think say Africa, Africa. This is Africa, my. So when migrants are fed up with their host country, bro, you come back home, gingerly. There's no barren land. There's no barren land. No land is barren. Africa is not barren. Whatever. There's no barren land. All we have is barren mind. Barren mind. If your mind is barren, if you want, make you go space, go moon, man, you no go survive. We only have barren mind. There's no barren land. So Africa is so blessed. It's just that unfortunate we have some stupid people where they run things crazy, you know. But it's a beautiful place. So, folks, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real and do what we got to do. Don't freak about your ordeal as a migrant, as a foreigner in another man's country. Don't freak about it. Just survive it. Life is all about survival. You can survive it. You can be who you want to be. Just have the positive mind. All right, my good people. This is all of you. True Talk. Love my post. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't be any more progress, just hit the subscribe button. Share, like, and post. I'll be on your path again. Before then, stay blessed and have a beautiful day. One love. Cheers.